Hey Wildcats, it's Coach Curtis. Today we're going to give just kind of a little talk today about academics and how that plays into recruiting. Talking a little bit about the process today. I'm here with Coach Epps, and she's done a really good job of putting some things together for y'all, some information. Our job is to try to create a great experience for you, and that experience for a lot of you, you hope that experience goes at least 4 more years into college. So if you're not interested in playing, college sports, that's okay. It's not for everybody. It's certainly a huge commitment. But if you are interested, from the time you step on our campus as a freshman, the things that you do in the classroom are going to impact your ability to do those things. And so our goal is just to simply help you chase your dreams if that's what you want to do. All right, some common myths about athletic scholarships. The first one we want to touch on is that most scholarships are not a full ride, okay? Most of the time, schools, especially if you're not going what most would call Power 5 D1, you don't get a full scholarship. They break those up and they package them with academic money. So everything that you do in the classroom is going to impact their ability to package stuff for you academically. The higher the GPA, typically the more that you could get, okay? Also, there are some schools that don't offer scholarships, and we'll talk about those levels here later. Sports will not always pay for everything, so be smart. That means things do not start your junior year, all right? Make sure that as soon as you step on campus as a freshman, that you're focused in the classroom and that you're doing your best, your absolute best to get B's and better.
So typically athletic scholarships only cover a small portion of college expenses, like Coach was referring to earlier. As you can see, the average scholarship is $5,400. Out of all the college athletes, only about 1% receive a full or partial scholarship.
To be successful in college, okay, you have to have a certain amount of coursework, okay? So that's not just what it takes to graduate from the state of South Carolina, but there's other things for NCAA eligibility in the classroom, like on your transcript. There's classes and things that you have to meet, okay? The NCAA sets these academic initial eligibility standards and also takes into account your overall GPA, standardized testing, which has obviously changed since COVID. There's a lot of schools that don't require that kind of test score to get in. But then as you move down to Division III, it's the same standards. But again, as we mentioned earlier, not everybody offers scholarships. No Division III school offers athletic money. So everything that they do is based upon academic scholarships and government-based assistance.
This particular slide breaks down the 3 divisions of the NCAA and explains how many student athletes make up the student body at the colleges and universities. It also breaks down the number of sports and teams per school in each division.
High school timeline, all right, 9th grade, go ahead and register. So if you haven't yet and you're beyond your freshman year, that's okay. But if you want to, if you would like to play college sports, go ahead and go to eligibilitycenter.org for information on NCAA initial eligibility requirements. Okay, this used to be called the clearinghouse. And they've since kind of taken away some of that terminology, but that's in a sense for you parents that have heard that term for a long time. That's what this is about. Use NCAA's Research Interactive Map to help you locate schools you're interested in attending. You can find your high school's list of NCAA approved core courses at that website, okay? And your guidance counselors should also have knowledge about this, and you need to make sure that you're not only taking enough classes to be eligible in college, but also to be eligible by high school league standards.
Okay, during your sophomore year, if you are being actively recruited by an NCAA school, you will need to visit the NCAA Eligibility Center and upgrade to a certification account. By the end of your 10th grade year, you need to reach out to your school counselor and ask them to upload an official transcript to that eligibility account. And always double check to make sure you're on track with your coursework.
In your 11th grade year, please make sure that all your information is still correct in your Eligibility Center account. Check in with high school counselors and coaches to make sure you're on track to complete the required number of approved courses. so that you can graduate on time and have enough credits, including the number of classes that you're taking each year. Share your NCAA ID with schools that are recruiting you so that they can get you on their list, and they can also get you on their institutional request list. At the end of this school year, again, you're going into IGPs for your senior year at the end of your 11th grade season. Ask your high school counselor from each school you attend to upload an official transcript to your Eligibility Center account. More information on that process is at the link at the bottom of the slide.
All right, take a deep breath. You made it to your senior year. During this year, make sure you request your final amateurism certification in your Eligibility Center account. Make sure you apply and are accepted to the NCAA school you plan to attend, and then meet with your counselor and upload your final official transcript with proof of graduation in your Eligibility Center account.
The next slide actually breaks down the number of courses that are required in each area of our educational experience in high school. So you see it'll be 4 years of English, 3 years or 3 classes of math, 2 classes of science, 1 year of something extra, 2 years of social science or social studies, and then 4 other classes. Okay, so you have to have these 16 NCAA approved core courses. Not all of these classes have EOCs. So some of them are what would be considered more of an elective-based class inside of a core class content. Your guidance counselors should know what those classes are and which ones count toward NCAA eligibility. Please understand that it says you must have a minimum of a 2.3 core GPA to be eligible your freshman year. And while that is true, again, the further you are away from a 3.3 to a 3.5, the less academic money schools will be able to package for you in their scholarship opportunities.
So far, we've given you a lot of information, but if you have questions and are unsure what steps to take next, reach out to your school counselor, a school administrator, or your coach.
The next slide talks about how many scholarships are available for each sport in Division I and Division II. Again, Division III does not have any athletic scholarships. Division I scholarships for football, for example, because it is such a large sport, is not ever split. Whereas in Division II, it's a much smaller amount of scholarships at 36, and they can be split. That is typically the fact in most other sports. If you do not get a full ride, even at the Division I level, there are lots of sports by rule that can and will split their scholarships amounts. So look at the chart here, see what sports you play, and understand what you're facing as you head toward athletic recruitment, knowing how many total spots that they have on their team compared to how many scholarships they have to offer. Take swimming, for example. You get 9.9 total scholarships on a swim team, but there's far more than 9 swimmers or 10 swimmers at the University of South Carolina. So you have to keep those things in mind, and you need to put yourself in the best possible academic situation so that you have enough academic money to cover what the athletic scholarship does not pull through.
In addition to the NCAA, there is the NAIA, which is the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. That is the governing body for small college athletic programs. The NAIA offers athletic scholarships in 28 different sports at more than 250 schools across the country. So if the NCAA isn't an option for you, look into the NAIA.
With 83,000 student athletes, 21 conferences, and $1.3 billion in scholarships, it's a great opportunity for you to continue playing sports at the college level while getting an education. And most of the schools are very similar to the Division II and the Division III schools you might be accustomed to in our state.
As you can see on this slide, the NAIA sports and scholarships are very similar to the NCAA scholarships. There's still opportunities for athletic money at this level.
These are some resources that you can use. Just follow the links. This slide, this whole presentation is going to be placed on SportsU for you. So anytime that you're having trouble finding something, refer back to this slide here on slide 16. And you hopefully will be able to follow the links and get the information that you're looking for. Questions and concerns can always be brought to myself, to your varsity head coach, as well as to the guidance counselors or Mr. Martinez, and Mr. Williams, who will also help with NCAA clearinghouse and eligibility.
If you have any specific questions about this presentation, you can contact me, Laurie Epps, at lepps@lexington1.net or Coach Curtis at dcurtis@lexington1.net.
Thanks, everybody. Go Wildcats.